Hello, welcome to Chopping Wood Carrying Water. My name is Rachel. This is Lightfoot, my 1961 Swedish-built Olsen 35. Follow along as I fix all her broken bits and make her look beautiful again. It's been a while. I figure I should probably start where I left off last time. I've been scraping down the hull and that's been taking forever. I started off using one of the Barco scrapers, but it was great for taking off the black layer of anti-foul, but not so great for the paint flakes and all of that stuff, and it was taking forever. And it also dug in, well, I dug it in, I don't know if it was my method or what, but it was digging into the wood sometimes and I was doing more damage than good. So then I decided to get the angle grinder out and use that with a flap sanding disc. So that's what you can see me doing here. It still took ages and my arms were really tired. You can't see it because it's the time lapse, but I had to keep putting my arms down to rest them. If you're thinking this is a little bit tedious to watch, then just imagine how tedious it was for me doing the work and not getting anywhere. Well, at least it felt like I'm not. It still feels like I'm not getting anywhere, but I am, slowly. So this is the starboard side. You can see how patchy it was and also how dusty it was. There was one day where I was silly and didn't wear my mask, and I actually had to stop for almost a week because it made me quite sick. So there's a lesson for everyone, or just for me. Make sure you wear the proper mask. Anti-foul is horrid stuff. Yeah, the angle grinder worked quite well. The only thing was I had to be really careful not to let it dig in, because the wood's it's not soft, but it's just, yeah. Anyway, also there was some spots where the timbers were still wet, mainly down just above the keel. Can't remember what that's called. So, I don't know if you can tell, but the seams are starting to open up. Guess this was inevitable. Don't like it though. There's also a few spots like this. I don't know if you can see. Like, that looks like a wormhole. Just there. There's also all this other damage. Like this here. And something else that I'm a bit concerned about is, where are they? Here. Around some of the screw holes, we're getting this happening. That's worrying me. Where is it? So after I filmed that, I actually called Lachlan, the boat builder who's advising me on how to fix Lightfoot, and he actually calmed me down a bit. He was like, yeah, we knew this was going to happen, and basically it's all fixable. So yeah, it's not ideal, but still fixable. Yeah, so that helped a lot, and I kept on with it. I guess I should talk about the anxiety that comes with doing a job like this, especially when you've got no experience. You're terrified of doing the wrong thing, or I am, and making it worse. So this is after I'd scraped most of the anti-foul down off. There was still the rudder and around the stands to do, but yeah, to get this far felt really good. I think it took me like a couple of weeks because I was working still at that stage. Oh, no, wait, I'm still doing some more. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's such a boring video, but this is what's been going on the whole time. Just a lot of sanding. You'll notice that I go from spot to spot rather than working on one area at a time. That's because my arms keep getting tired. It's, yeah, a lot of arm work doing a job like this, and I haven't done a lot of arm work for quite a few years. So yeah, it took a bit to get used to, but that's why I'm bobbing all over the place. Now the bit I was looking forward to, ever since I've had Lightfoot, I've wanted to get rid of that ugly white flaking paint. So yeah, I was quite excited to start on this, and I got the heat gun out and a scraper, and it worked quite well for a lot of it. There is one layer of paint where it looks like someone's patched over the bare bits with something like house paint. It's really hard to get off because it's quite thin. It didn't want to peel off, so I think I'm just gonna have to sand that as good as I can. This also took a lot of time, but it was way more satisfying than the sanding. I don't know why. Maybe because I could see big strips of it coming off. Up just under the gunnel there is what I think is some kind of fairing being done. I did accidentally dig into it, so I'm gonna have to repair that, but I left most of the rest of it so that I think it's fine. I'll just give it a light sand and paint over it. But yeah, this took I think a week to get done. So this is after I'd finished scraping the port side, and I've left that little bit on the bow because again it's fairing and I didn't want to damage it. I'll just try and sand up to it, I guess. There's still the keel. I'm just going to sand the keel. I don't need to take the anti-foul right off it. Yeah, so I was really stoked when I got to this point, and then I thought about having to do the other side. I think it's really important with jobs like this to just set small, well not small goals, but goals in increments, because otherwise if you just set like the end goal, you can get really overwhelmed and yeah, unmotivated, or yeah, I'm not sure if unmotivated is the right word, but yeah, it can be really overwhelming. So yeah, I just was celebrating, you know, each bit that I did, like yay, I've done the port side, and then yay, I've done the starboard side. But yeah, I really can't wait to paint that hull. I don't know if I've shown it in a previous video, but there's a sand pile in between the wall and Lightfoot, and it made placing the ladder really difficult. So I had to get quite inventive with balancing all down this end. Yeah. I think my years as a fruit picker came in handy. Balancing on a ladder with a 20-kilo bag of oranges is not easy. So this is a bit where I put some paint stripper on the waterline, or the boot strap. I'm not sure what that line is above the waterline. It's really thick paint and it wasn't coming off with the heat gun very easily, so I thought I'd try a paint stripper. But as you'll see, it didn't do anything. It's the type of paint thinner that just softens it. It doesn't do the blistering thing. Maybe if I try the other sort, it would work, but this did nothing. It was a bit of a waste of time and money, actually. So this was after an hour of leaving it on. I think it recommends 30 minutes at least. But yeah, I think my words in while I was filming were, this didn't do jack shit, because it really didn't even soften it. And yeah, I didn't realise I wasn't actually filming where I was scraping, so I might just, edit this bit out. So after that frustrating little interlude, I kept going with the heat gun and made it to the stern. There was a fair bit of rain forecast for the next few days, so I quickly rigged up a cover for the cockpit to try and keep it dry. And that's as far as I got that week. I'll try and have another video up soon, but I've still got a lot of sanding to do, so I'm not sure anyone really wants to watch that. Thanks so much for watching, and if you could click the like button, that'd be really great. And if you're really feeling generous, you can maybe even subscribe. Thank you, and I'll hopefully be back soon.